We're the Veterans Peer Self-Advocacy Group of Protection and Advocacy Incorporated. We were started back in November of 2002, and in our group, a veteran is a veteran is a veteran, and we help each and every veteran that comes to our group with a psychiatric disability. My story started back in 1994 when I left the Navy after 17 years. And ended up on the streets of San Diego, a homeless veteran, and from that point cycled through treatment centers, criminal justice system, got into rehabilitation, and decided recovery homes, and got sick and tired of being sick and tired. I had lost everything. I was so low, the curve looked like a skyscraper, and so I had nothing to lose. I didn't have a penny in my pocket, a pot to put water in. Of course, we might say something else, and to throw it out the window. But that's how. Never in my wildest dream did I think we would have this group today. So I went through rehabilitation. I went back to college and cycled through all that system, rehabilitation from the state of California to the Department of Veteran Affairs, and ended up ready to come back to the workforce and started to work as an alcohol and drug counselor at mental health systems, and I was working for their benefits program, and that's when I really got introduced to the mental health world. And even though I was a mental health client myself at the time and receiving my treatment from the VA, a veteran's major depression or post-traumatic stress disorder or whatever we are dealing with is compounded by our experience in the armed forces, whether we're Navy, Army, Air Force, or Marines, especially if you're in combat. But as we learned then, and as we learn now, that what I was most comfortable when I was in group at the VA around veterans, because when I talked about my issues, they understood exactly what I was talking about, where I was talking about, where I was coming from, and where I was going. And if I was stuck or I hit a brick wall, they would come and say, "Well, no, this is what I did." So the concept of veterans helping veterans have been around, but there was very few veteran programs that had established complete unity or a consistency or groups. Now, I knew about Vet to Vet, but there wasn't a Vet to Vet here in San Diego. It was up in Los Angeles. So Protection and Advocacy, when I left mental health system, I went to work for McAllister Institute and left there. I had been a case manager and had worked with people that had all type of mental illness, from schizophrenia to bipolar disorder to major depression to anxiety disorder, you name it. Plus, it was part of my recovery, and it actually really helped me recover. The concept of helping people, or you helping this person helps you, and it really kept us all on the even keel. So the groups got very popular, and one thing about our agency, Protection and Advocacy, our members run the group, and that was a different philosophy. Peer self-advocacy evolved when the groups are in charge. I'm a peer here. I'm not in charge. I'm not a staff person, and the members run this group. So whatever the members decide they want to do, that's what we do. If they want to embark on system advocacy, we do that. If they have individual situations, we take care of that. So what started to happen back in 2002 and 2003 was I started getting veterans straight off the street, homeless, coming out the criminal justice system, and had many mountains and hills to climb, just getting started in the world of recovery. Some had very few days of sobriety, some had some days of sobriety, some veterans was suffering from co-occurring disorders, and some veterans may not have a problem with drugs and alcohol, but the PTSD was just destroying their whole livelihood. So as a group, we met at the Veterans Hospital every Friday, and this was quite a trip then because from downtown San Diego to the VA here in La Jolla, California was about 25 miles. So for a veteran to be in that group at that time means that some of them had to leave a recovery home, catch a bus, a trolley and a bus, and then come out to the Veterans Hospital, which was an hour-and-a-half trip. And so I really enjoyed, not just enjoyed, the fact that as veterans helping veterans, we developed a conviction to be part of a group that was taking on the issues that people didn't want to listen to or people didn't want to hear, because when the group started out at the VA hospital in La Jolla, the veterans started that group because they needed a place to vent because they couldn't get benefits or the VA just wasn't helping them or doing the things they could. So we did what we can in the world of benefits, education, and just what direction that veterans might have wanted to go into. So we kept doing that, and as a result of that, the group got pretty popular, and we watched guys come in the group, coming out of prison after 2 years, getting on VA benefits, Social Security benefits, and getting their families back and getting their life back and getting married and just doing going back to college, going back to the workforce. And so this concept of veteran peer self-advocacy was really working. And even today, we have group members that are alumni that always come back and always visit the group. And what we want to accomplish with this film is for people to hear some personal stories about what they were going through before they came to the group, and how the group may have changed their lives and helped them in their recovery.